Right up until the turn of the millennium, despite Italy having shown European football for some time that playing zonally with an offside trap was a necessary element of playing with a high press, German football was still one of the most distinct styles in Europe, as they were the only league whose teams predominantly played man-to-man with a sweeper. The origins of Germany's eventual transition to a four-man defence and zonal marking is often attributed to a football programme in 1998 where the manager of an exciting second-tier side, Ulm, was on the show discussing these systems. The German football establishment, including Franz Beckenbauer, football's most famous sweeper, slammed these ideas as patronising nonsense, but within a few years, most Bundesliga sides were utilising these systems, and in a little over a decade, two German sides faced off in the Champions League final and Germany won the World Cup, all playing zonally with a back four and a high press. The manager on that TV show back in 1998 would later become known as the godfather of modern German football, and that man was Ralf Rangnick. Rangnick's revolutionary tactics have helped him take Hoffenheim from the third tier of German football into the Bundesliga. He won a German Super Cup with Schalke and took them to the Champions League semi-finals, where they were beaten by Alex Ferguson's Manchester United. In 2012, he started work as the director of football for the two Red Bull clubs, Schalke and Leipzig. In 6 years, he oversaw Leipzig moving from the fourth tier of German football to the Champions League, and he turned Salzburg into Champions League regulars whilst winning the Austrian Bundesliga and Austrian Cup on multiple occasions. During this time, he also spent 2 of those seasons as Leipzig's manager. His first stint ended with a successful promotion to the Bundesliga in 2016, and his second stint ended with Leipzig finishing third in the Bundesliga and reaching the German Cup final. Although his career has more to do with turning third-tier teams into Champions League contenders rather than winning trophies at big clubs, Raphael Honigstein rightly points out in his book Das Reboot that with his fingerprint all over German football, he might not have won the big trophies, but he certainly won the argument. English football is already familiar with the term Gegenpressing thanks to the success of Jurgen Klopp at Liverpool. Whilst manager of Mainz, Klopp was beaten by Rangnick's Hoffenheim 4-1, leading to Klopp stating that Rangnick's team played exactly how he wanted his teams to play and that Rangnick was the best coach around. This influence is evident in both of Klopp's teams at Dortmund and Liverpool. Thomas Tuchel, who was also mentored by Rangnick, continued the tradition at Dortmund and now at Chelsea. But what exactly is Gegenpressing? One of the key features of Gegenpressing is winning the ball back high up the pitch with everyone pressing. Whilst obviously concerned with what the team does in possession, it is equally important to understand what happens immediately after they lose it. Where transition football was conventionally understood to have 4 situations flowing continuously: the possession phase, the possession to out of possession phase, the out of possession phase, and the out of possession to possession phase. Gegenpressing, however, puts an emphasis on winning the ball back immediately, rather than fall into an out of possession shape. Gegenpressing literally means counter-pressing, but whereas a counter-attack is a team countering an attack, counter-pressing is a team pressing a counter, rapidly closing down defenders to force errors and present opportunities, as a team that has attempted to counter-attack but lost possession is often at its most vulnerable. Players for Rangnick's systems need to not only be energetic in order to keep the intensity throughout the game, pressing relentlessly, but they also need to be smart, knowing when to fall back into shape, preserving energy, whilst waiting for opportunities or spotting weaknesses, and when such opportunities arise, to work collectively to exploit them. He often uses a 4-4-2 shape that becomes a narrow 4-2-2-2 in possession, with wide players moving inside to act as attacking midfielders ahead of a double pivot. However, he has also used 4-3-3, 3-5-2 and a 4-4-2 diamond throughout his managerial career, often playing to the particular strengths of the players he's working with. One potential hurdle and a key difference to what he's used to, however, is that at every club he's been at, Rangnick has been given the opportunity to find and unearth younger, cheaper players that fit his system, who will often become superstars winning trophies elsewhere after they've turned a huge profit for the club. We've seen this with Sadio Mane, Firmino, Erling Haaland, Timo Werner, Sabitzer, Upamecano, Naby Keita, Joshua Kimmich, the list goes on. At Manchester United, however, he's inheriting a team of superstars who are expected to win trophies now, with him in charge. How will he use Cristiano Ronaldo? How will he use Paul Pogba? Will David De Gea become a sweeper keeper or lose his place to Dean Henderson? How will he turn the worst pressing team in the league into the best? Many questions will be asked of Rangnick after this appointment, but after United fans have been crying out for years for a manager with a visible system, the question now is whether this system can be the key to success. It may have been a Rangnick disciple that put 5 past United earlier this season, but it was also a Rangnick disciple that conceded 9 to Manchester United last season. The system isn't always the answer, but right now, How Manchester United respond to Ralf Rangnick's Gegenpressing is the question that everybody is asking.